Hey guys, welcome to Random Riley. Today I'm going to be giving you guys my top 10-ish favorite books of all time. This is a mix of series and standalones. If it's a series or it's written by the same author, I only picked like one from that bunch. Without further ado, let's get into it. Number 10 is like split. It constantly switches between my love for Patrick Ness books and my love for Cassandra Clare books. So I picked my two favorite from those series and they're sharing the spot at number 10. It's The Knife Never Letting Go and Clockwork Angel. Clockwork Angel is my favorite book out of the entire Shadowhunter universe. I like the Infernal Devices better than I like TMI. Infernal Devices and The Dark Artifices are kind of like neck and neck for me. They're both really, really good, and it's hard to pick which one's my favorite. If you don't know what the Mortal Instruments series is about, it's better to not know anything going into it. Just pick them up and read them. Trust me, they're good. Okay, and then there's The Knife Never Letting Go by Patrick Ness. The most talked about Patrick Ness book is The Monster Calls. Okay, so this story follows this kid named Todd. Humans moved to a different planet, and on that planet, all of the women got infected with the disease that caused them to die, and it didn't affect any of the men. And everyone can hear each other's thoughts. Like, no matter what, you can just hear each other's thoughts. You can hear the thoughts of animals too. When Todd is hearing other people's thoughts, he hears this. That's what he sees. Todd was the last kid to be born on this planet, and then his mom died. So he is the youngest one out of all of them, and it's kind of like a religious society where he's not allowed to talk to any of the men, even though they're only like a year older than him, because he hasn't been initiated into the group yet. Todd and his dog are walking down like this cornfield because the secret society of men are having this meeting, and he's not allowed to participate. He watches this large spaceship just crash somewhere. And so he goes and investigates, and he meets this girl whose name is Viola. And he can't hear Viola's thoughts, which freaks him out because all of his life he's heard her thoughts, and they go on this adventure together to try to find Viola's parents and whatever. It's great. Whenever Todd gets overwhelmed, he can't block out the like sound of people's thoughts, so it sounds like that. That's what it looks like. And I love it because like each different person's thoughts has a different like font, so you can like pick them out and read like who's who. Number 9 is Catching Fire in the Hunger Games series. The Hunger Games is what got me into young adult fiction and actually just into books in general. And Catching Fire is my favorite one. I think I've read Catching Fire about 40 times now. When I first started reading, I just reread the Hunger Games series over and over. It's a non-stop cycle. This one was always my favorite because it was like equal distribution of the districts and the games, and I liked that, so yeah. Number 8. This one I just picked Rainbow Rowell books. I've been debating for the past hour or so whether I should talk about Fangirl or Carry On, because those two constantly switch between my favorite Rainbow Rowell books. In the end, I ended up picking Fangirl because I love Fangirl. Fangirl's the first Rainbow Rowell book I read. Follows Kath, and she's going to college with her twin sister Ren. Ren and her are being split up because her sister wants to go live a normal college life, and Kath just wants things to just stay the same. She's a Snowbass fanfiction writer, which is like kind of a world like Harry Potter, but not really, and that's what they Carry On, that other book, that's what that is, the fanfiction that she's writing in this book. And she goes to college, she has trouble, she meets some people, it's free, it's funny, it's hilarious, I really liked it. Number 7 is it's not a very popular book. A lot of the books I like aren't all that popular. It's All the Truth That's in Me by Julie Berry. All the Truth That's in Me is a second-person book. It's an historical fiction about this girl who was kidnapped by this guy for 2 years, and then she was led back to her hometown, which is like this small little colony town that's like really religious. Before he released her, he cut out her tongue so she can't speak. It follows her and her story through these people. It's a love story. She's kind of just writing you the whole story, and you are the boy that she's been in love with forever. This is the only book that I ever finished it and then immediately started reading it again. I just recently read this, and then I finished it, and I had to read The Host. But I didn't want to read The Host, I just wanted to pick this up again and start from the beginning. Number 6. The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. Fault in Our Stars is the first John Green book I ever read, and it's also the first like YA contemporary book I ever read and loved. It's a great book. Everyone should just read it. And I love all of John Green's books. My least favorite is probably In Abundance and Catherine's, but I just picked Fault in Our Stars again because it's my favorite one of John Green's books. Number 5 is The Mark of Athena by Rick Riordan. Mark of Athena is my favorite book in Rick's Percy Jackson King Chronicles. That whole thing, I love all of those books. And if I were to just like make a top list and not like differentiate like between series, then all of this whole pile would just be Asheville and Rick Riordan books. This one is my favorite because it has a Leo point of view in it. Okay, Leo is my favorite. And everyone is together and it's fine. And I think, is this the one? This is the book with no Jason. I'm pretty sure this is the book where there's no Jason point of view. And that's great because I don't like Jason that much. Jason's annoying. That's one of my best moments in it, especially like Percival moments. Number 4 is Let It Snow by John Green, Marion Johnson, and Lauren Miracle. Okay. I said I was only going to pick one John Green book, but in my defense, the reason I picked this book is not because of John Green's story in here. His story in here isn't my favorite. It's Maureen Johnson's story. The Jubilee Express in here is my favorite. I love it so much. I reread it every single year during the summer because I'm weird. This book is a collection of short stories. They all like come together. Maureen Johnson's story, which is my favorite, follows this girl who is on a train to go see her grandparents because her parents were arrested because of some things. Not bad things, like they tried to buy something that they couldn't buy yet. There's this huge snow blizzard that came in and the train stopped and she was stranded in this town where she didn't know anybody. Jubilee is like my favorite character. She's hilarious. And then John Green's stories follows these 3 teenagers what are trying to get to the Waffle House because there's a bunch of teenagers there and they want to go to the Waffle House and it's like this heist adventure and it's hilarious. Lauren Miracle is like It's a Wonderful Life but teenage version with pigs. A lot of people don't read this and I don't understand why because it's like my favorite. Alright, so number 3, we're down to the top 3. Okay, here we go. Is Six of Crows by Lee Bardugo. I talk about this book all the time. Most of you guys know what Six of Crows is about by now. If you don't, I will leave a link to my review of this novel in the description. This is probably like my favorite high fantasy book just because of all the characters. There's a lot of them and they all have like their own distinct personalities. Okay, number 2 is like a book I talk about all of the time. I also did a book review for this recently. It's The Raven Boys by Maggie Steve Otter. I love the writing for The Raven Boys. It's great. And again, these characters are a lot different than the characters I've ever read before, which is fun because you get tired of reading the same like main characters that are just like, there's the badass one that's usually the main character that can just kill everyone if she wants to. Then there's the boy side character who can also kill everyone if he wants to, but he respects the main girl's boundaries and stuff. But that's not what it's like in this one. It's like, there's Blue, and she's great, but she also da-da-da-da-da. And there's Gangsy, who's great, but he also da-da-da-da-da. And they all have their own problems that aren't just because of some traumatic trauma they went through when they were young. That's a lie. Most of it's because of something traumatic they went through when they were young. But it's not like normal, like I watched someone kill my parents. It's something else, and I like reading about different things. 1, the best book I've ever read. No one is surprised. Everyone knows what I'm going to say. Asheville by Mike Mullen is the best. It's just the best. It's the best. It's the best. It's the best. Keep flipping which of these 2 are my favorite in the series between Asheville and Sunrise because Sunrise has a lot of Alex and Darla, but Asheville is great. If you don't know what Asheville is about, I will put a link to this to my review of it in the description because I've explained it so many times. You could actually pretty much just watch any of my other videos and it will explain it. The topic and the volcanoes and all these weird things just captivate me and I want to be Darla. Darla is who I aspire to be. Just all these characters are great. The story is fantastic. It's thrilling. It's wonderful. It's adventurous. It's just the best. And Mike is writing a 4th book. He has been for like 2 years and he's still not done with it. And I think at some point he had like written half of it, but he deleted all of it because he didn't like it, so he rewrite it. Like, I don't care. He could write a grocery list and I would read it because these are the only 3 books he has out and I want to read more books by him. 4th book is called Blades of Spring and we don't know what it's about. It's supposed to come out sometime 2018, but of course that has me wondering, is it going to be like a January 2018? Is it going to be like October 2018? Or is it going to be like December 2018? I just don't want anyone to die, okay? I just want everyone to live, I want everyone to be happy, and it'll be fine. It'll be fine. That's my top 10 favorite books of all time. All these books are constantly changing. They're like interchangeable. Alright guys, that is it for today. Like this video and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. All of my social media is down below. I'm on Goodreads, Wattpad, Instagram, Twitter. And that's it. I will see you guys next Monday. Bye. What's that?